Out of the Blue, proudly brought to you by Banrock Station. Another surprise!
Out of the blue.
You want that with fries?
Out of the blue. Come with me across the sea. On another view. We're gonna cook for you.
Nothing but blue skies!
Out of the blue.
You want some chili with those fries?
Out of the blue.
Beautiful coffee.
Oh, it's a nice glass of red, isn't it?
Oh.
What'd you get, coffee?
Hi and welcome to another episode of Out of the Blue. Well, today's program comes from Banrock Station Winery in our beautiful South Australian Riverland. And Michael, it's glorious. Look at the view behind. It is stunning. It's like a painting.
This is where the Mallee meets the Valley Trail. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Well, I just read it on the sign there.
It's a big show. What are you going to cook for us
Well,
today?
I'm out hunting and gathering, and knowing us, we'll be gathering more. Going to go out and get a Murray cod or two, and hopefully a bucket of yabbies for our recipe in an Asian broth. How's that, Mickey?
I know, but what about these? Jam and a big dollop of fresh farm cream. Oh, go
Anyway, bon appetit.
Hang
and
around.
come and see us after about a half an hour.
There's no hope for us. Absolutely no hope.
Those scones. Oh, delicious. But let me tell you a bit more about where we are. Banrock Station is on the River Murray, just a bit out of Kingston. It's about 2.5 hours drive from Adelaide, and Banrock is a well-known winery and a popular tourist destination with its famous wetlands and this fantastic view from their cellar door. Our friends at the Banrock Wine and Wetland Centre talked us into a very early morning walk to watch the sun come up over the wetlands. I think you'll agree it was worth it. Hey, I got up early this morning. The rangers said the sunrise is just spectacular at this point, and it really was. But boy, cold. I think it's less than 3 degrees, but it was worth every moment of it. The Banrock Wine and Wetland Centre is where you can start to explore this beautiful environment. Just walk out onto the deck and you'll get this wonderful view of the floodplain and the bird life. And there's much more to visit here. You can start with a cup of coffee out on the deck. We stop for a spot of lunch. The Banrock Station vines have grown right next to the River Murray and the wetlands.
It's perfect conditions. We get adequate sunlight, so we always have good ripeness. We don't get a lot of rain, but we get rain when we really need it. Lots of sun, and that means you get beautiful ripe flavours, and we grow all the noble varieties, the Cabernet Sauvignon, Shiraz, Chardonnay, but we're also finding now that the Mediterranean varieties grow really well here. The Boardwalk series that's available at cellar door only. So something special for people when they visit the Wetland Centre. So we're very proud of our Boardwalk series. I want you to start with the Pinot Grigio. This wine's got lovely stone fruit, white peach, it's got nice creamy texture. Should get myself one as well, so we'll try it. Hope you find the sweetness and the acidity is very balanced. Just a very nice food wine, designed to be matched with our food that's sold here, trying to use local produce. We find these varieties are grown very well in our vineyard here, suited to our climate.
The Banrock Station Environmental Trust has been established to reinvest profits from the sale of Banrock Station wines into environmental projects around the world. More than $6 million for 130 projects in 30 countries. No wonder they are an award-winning destination.
Mickey, my cauldron is boiling over.
Hey?
My stock is boiling.
We'll be back after the break to see what he's going to do with his boiling stock.
My cauldron.
Now, Michael, how did you make the stock?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that question, Mark. It's a very important question, and hopefully I'm going to give you a good answer. I use mushrooms, I use onions, I used vegetable oil, and I used lemongrass. Homemade chicken stock, which I put in. I infused it with lemongrass, some lime juice, a bit of ginger, and muscovado sugar, which is
sugar with molasses.
Or you can use brown sugar or raw sugar. And I made the stock, infused it.
Now,
and my
your stock is boiling.
And I got these Asian greens.
You're just going to wilt the Asian greens.
Which I'm going to wilt. There we are.
There you are. Okay, look at that. That's wilting. Now, the Asian greens, there's dozens of them, seriously, including things like coriander and cress. But it's sort of an Asian spinach, an Asian cabbage. They're easy to grow, and the cooler months is generally the best time to grow them.
I need the seafood to cook. Can you hold it?
Now, I'm going to ask you questions about Asian greens.
I will.
When can you grow them?
Through winter.
He's very good, isn't he?
You like that?
Huh? Very good.
This is a dish that Banrock is famous for.
Okay.
It's the dish of the week, and that was an Asian broth. And it was a fish sauce and the soya sauce that was in the broth, and also the onions, how we use the onions. So all you can do is, all I had was a bit of oil. I'm just working this yabby meat and also barramundi. So I've got fresh water.
It smells
like
really,
that?
really lovely.
So it won't take me long. See?
You know what you haven't got in here?
What's that?
Chili. And I'm not going on about it.
Chili.
But chili. You could add a little bit of chili.
Can,
I know they don't in the dish, but I'm sure that. Oh, look at that.
Put that on top.
Oh, Michael.
That little bit of lovely yabby.
I think.
You like that?
I think you could have done it again.
Oh, Mickey, I just want to please you. I really want to come back next week and work on the show again.
Well, there's a score being kept.
Oh. All we need to do is garnish it.
With?
So you got some garnish of coriander and chilli. You thought I didn't have chilli, didn't you, Mickey? Mickey, look at that.
Look at that.
And you know, I didn't do this because Beck in the kitchen did it. She done little curls.
Yes.
And you know how she did it? The little curls. Little curl. She put it in water, ice water.
Oh, okay.
So there we are. There's our dish in Asian broth and the seafood or the market fish of the week.
So Michael's made this fabulous seafood dish, barramundi and yabby, with a bok choy broth. And I think it's going to go splendidly with our Fiano. The texture of this wine should match it perfectly. Delightful. Cheers.
After the break, I'm going to show you how to cook a Murray cod, Asian style. But firstly, I better go and catch one. Well, you know our track record, but I've got an idea how to get a Murray cod, and there's the idea. I told you I had an idea, and this is it. There's the net, there's the fish. Here's my mate Brenton. He's going to show me how to catch a Murray cod. Brenton Parker grows his beautiful Murray cod out here in the Riverland. Brenton, how long have you been doing this for?
Nearly 7 years now, yeah.
So you get small fingerlings at what size?
I get them in at 0.6 of a gram, and that, so they're only about the size of my little fingernail.
That's about what Mike McKeelan catches anyway. And how long does it take you to get them to market size?
Probably 14 months, and then it will take me another year to finish them.
It's quite a setup that Brenton has here, using River Murray water to keep the fish healthy. They really do like to hide away in the dark.
Well, Brenton, you told me you're a good fisherman, so you better prove yourself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Michael Keelan will be having a go at me.
No worries, eh?
So how many fish in this tank?
There's only about 100, that's all right.
Yeah. So you should do reasonably well. I reckon there's something kicking in the net. Yeah, there's definitely something in the net. Beautiful fish, look at the condition of that fish. You can actually tell there's no marking on the fish.
These cod are the prized wild-caught fish in the River Murray system, but their numbers have been declining drastically ever since European settlement. Purser Fisheries and Agriculture are trialling a release of 100,000 Murray cod fingerlings in an effort to restock parts of the river system.
Pretty exciting. Oh yeah.
Native fish species used to be really popular among consumers in Australia, and to the point where in the early to mid 1900s they were really abundant on the Adelaide fish market. Since then, the abundance of those species has declined for a whole range of reasons. People like to blame carp for all the problems in the river, but it's really one of the contributing factors, along with habitat degradation, which has been a big one for Murray cod. So Murray cod is an icon of the River Murray. It's the largest native freshwater fish that we have. They can grow over 1.4 metres, over 40 kilos, and the oldest Murray cod that's ever been found in Australia was 48 years old. So they're a pretty amazing fish. In an effort to give them a bit of a leg up, PIRSA has been working with recreational fishers and RecFish SA and our scientists and our environment department to start a trial stock enhancement program for Murray cod. The first part of that was in February this year. We released 100,000 fingerlings into the River Murray. What we're hoping to see is that those fish survive and thrive in the river and then start contributing to the adult spawning population and just try and give them a hand until the environment's better and until the population's at a level where it can replenish itself.
So with the efforts of people like Brenton and our scientists, we should be able to continue to enjoy Murray cod well into the future.
Now, Banrock Station is not only a place where you can come and enjoy the winery and the vineyards, but it's also a place where you can explore the environment. And this boardwalk is part of an 8-kilometre loop that you can walk on and see the wetlands, all the plant life and the bird life. So let's go exploring.
The wetland complex is on the floodplain adjacent to the River Murray, and it's an internationally important wetland site. And I'm getting a guided tour from Christoph and Tim.
Now, Christoph, exactly where are we in Banrock Station?
We are on the long boardwalk. That's about 600 metres of boardwalk above the wetland, in the heart of Banrock Station wetland.
And Tim, what can we expect to find here in this wetland?
We've got about 180 species of birds you can find here, so you're quite likely to see some of those, especially things like pelicans and swans. But there are some friendly snakes that like to hang around the boardwalk too.
The most obvious species are the birds, water birds,
yes.
And then we see a bunch of frogs, even snakes, iguanas.
Sure. It's a rare opportunity for me to learn from these local experts who clearly have a passion for the preservation of the wetlands and its plants and animals.
Now, Tim, I notice what I would call duckweed is quite heavily growing here and almost obliterating the water. Is that good or bad?
From an ecology point of view, it's very valuable for wetlands like this. It provides a bit of habitat for our fish and our frogs to hide out underneath. And some of the water bugs that would live in the wetlands would be hiding in amongst that too. So.
And Christoph, it's amazing these gum trees are so healthy growing in water.
That every 2 years we drain completely the wetland. So the trees get a good drink a year, and the next year it's dry.
It's dry.
Yeah.
So, Tim, what's under here? What's swimming around we can't see?
Well, would there be
crawling
around? There'd be some yabbies crawling around the bottom. So because the wetland's fairly healthy, Christoph's talking about the wetting and the drying, so things like yabbies would be coming out of their holes and gorging themselves on that.
Right.
So you'd have lots of those, quite a few little fish species too.
It's so quiet here today.
Yeah.
Just the birds and gentle breeze going through the trees. You could sit here for hours. Seriously, I think I'm not. Yeah.
The boys tell me we can get to a bird hide for a better view of the birds.
We got a bird hide. That's one of the 5 bird hides spread around the wetland, Banrock, where people can come and watch birds.
What's the line here? Is that the...
That's the level that the water's got to in 2011 when all that water came down the river. Yeah. So it's quite surprising how high it came up.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, we would be swimming now.
Yeah. Dog paddling. Christoph, it's so peaceful and quiet here, isn't it?
And that's a beautiful sight, and the water is like a mirror. You see a couple of swans there feeding in front of the hide, and in further distance some pelicans.
And you can just stand here and often if you make no noise at all, you could probably count 15 to 20 different birds just from the noises that you can hear.
Now, Banrock Station have a very extensive revegetation program that's been going on for years. In this area here, it was planted up by the Waikerie Lutheran School. But each year, schools come out here and plant, 15 to 18,000 trees and shrubs, and here you can see the result of it. But over yonder, in an old onion paddock, they are planting literally millions of trees and shrubs with the help of Trees for Life. It's a fantastic program.
Banrock Station wetlands are of international significance and they're well worth the visit.
After the break, that beautiful fresh Murray cod is all ready for the pot. That's the beautiful Murray cod that came from Brenton's farm. Have a look at that beautiful fish.
It is superb.
I need for you to salt it.
Okay.
I'm going to have a bed of greens because we're going to steam this fish Asian style. So I'm going to put coriander.
Yep.
I've got these things of the tops of the spring onion. I've got some lemongrass. Okay, I'm going to put some fish stock there. I've got a sizzle. I've got a bit of.
I love the sizz.
Bit of mirin. And also, I'm going to use a little bit of fish sauce.
Fish sauce.
Bit of salt.
Now, is this homemade, Michael?
What's this?
The fish sauce you make
No. I went to the grocery shop and bought it.
But you make
bit of
fish stock,
sesame
don't
oil.
you? Onions.
And I've got some light soy.
Yep.
Not too heavy. And can you cut me up some slices of lime juice?
Now, see, I've already cut the bottom of that. See, there, Russ, you've got to cut. So it just makes it easier for slicing.
There's method to his madness, but that one's squirted.
We all should be growing limes.
I know.
They're so easy.
Are they easy to grow?
Oh, Michael.
Hang on.
They are so easy. This is a Tahitian lime.
Is it? Okay.
Yep, a treat.
Oh, and Michael.
Oh.
Must forget the Pinot Grigio. Beautiful wine here from Banrock Station.
Yep.
Bit of white wine, because the liquid I'm using is to steam. Oh, chilies.
There you are.
Bit of chili. Now I want you
You haven't got an easel.
How do you know? I'm creative.
What about some garlic?
Yes, I
Now,
put.
see how I made slivers of
I
garlic?
know, you did really good.
I just thought that'd be really good for.
Now, if you can see that, see the bed? Okay. Now, can you bring me the fish?
look.
And you need to curl it because it's a big fish.
It's a beautiful fish.
And just curl it. See, I'm going to rest it, see, on its wings. So all those flavours
So
can
around
go
like
through.
that?
Yep. I'll just flare it open.
He's a good boy.
And a good fish. And a good fish. Now, what I'd like you to do,
Yes.
if you don't mind,
No.
is to put a couple of drops of sesame oil and just rub it over. Just a couple
You
of
don't
drops.
need a lot, do you,
just a
right?
bit of strong. I'll just let it go. See how I cut slits?
Yes, yeah,
And you ask
yeah.
me why? Because
Why?
that'll cook quicker, and you can also tell when the fish is cooked.
And this is a bit of fish sauce.
A bit of fish sauce, just a little bit. And that's
You
just salt.
Say when.
Just a little bit. So drizzles either side. Yeah, good. Okay, that's it. That's plenty.
Michael.
Okay.
What
And
else?
what else we got? And now, can you give me the coriander
Coriander.
and put over the top? Just over the top. And can you squeeze a bit of lime juice?
Lime juice.
So all this, we're dressing it up. And the other thing you could do, you know those red chilies? Yes. Okay, then put the lid on top.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And we're going to let that, all that's going to steam. That size fish, I reckon it's, and plus we got the wind factor here, I reckon that'll be about 30 to 40 minutes.
You know, it's a beautiful view from this Banrock Station decking. I don't know what's happened to Michael. I was just admiring the view.
Mickey?
The pot. Oh, there you are.
Hello. I've been in the kitchen and I finished off the cod.
That looks fantastic. That's our program for today. Thanks for joining us.
And like us on Facebook.
And visit our website.
outofthebluetv.com.au.
See you next time.
See you. Nice of you to join us. Thank
you very much
It's a
indeed.
pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Say good day, Mum and Dad.
Out of the Blue, proudly brought to you by Banrock Station.